Vatican has one of the largest and most valuable art collections in the world. As Allen Pizzey shows us, restorers there are touching up sculptures of 19th century Americans that will soon be on tour here.
Great Renaissance paintings would seem to have little in common with sculptures of some of the most famous Native American tribes and leaders of the 19th century. But in fact, the paintings and the sculptures are both part of the vast collection of the Vatican museums.
The greatness of this exhibit and of this kind of work is that it's practically the only representation with statues of native people.
The plaster statues and friezes are the work of Ferdinand Petrich, a German who sketched the native leaders when they came to Washington to negotiate treaties. In doing so, Petrich nearly suffered a fate similar to that of the figure in his best-known work, a life-size rendering of the dying chief Tecumseh. Petrich was stabbed by jealous rivals, believed to be members of the Freemasons. The Vatican art historian, Professor Arnold Nesselroth, says they were backed by former President John Quincy Adams.
He was with the Masons, and the artists that which were in competition with Petrich were Freemasons, so they organized the attack.
Petrich recovered under the protection of President John Tyler, fled to Brazil, and completed the plaster sculptures based on his sketches over the course of 12 years before returning to Europe and donating them to the Vatican. The wonder is that they survived at all. Keeping plaster figures in shape is painstaking, delicate work. Cleaning the life-size statue of the great Sioux chieftain Tata Pesa with a dry sponge of vulcanized rubber is more than just taking the dust off, according to restorer Martina Brunori. In a certain way, she said, you have to deal with him as if he were a person, a man. The artworks are being touched up to go on tour to Germany and the United States, but they're more than just a traveling show. Petrich created them, and Pope Pius IX exhibited them as a statement about the violence being inflicted on Native American tribes in the mid-19th century.
They are the first monument against genocide, art being employed to accuse injustice in a global sense. And I think that makes the subject very important also in the present day.
Which is one reason why so much care is taken to ensure that the works stay in good shape for the next 150 years. For CBS This Morning, Allen Pizzey, Vatican City.